All right, I think we are up and running. All right, guys, thanks very much for your questions. Sorry, the last couple of minutes. Hey, Zanari, what's going on, mate? Hope you're well. Yeah, if you want to keep chatting away, I am live on YouTube now. Tell you what, one day I'll work out this YouTube premiere. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're just cracking away live on YouTube now. So yeah, if you want to join me over there, bit easier to get to every question on YouTube as well. Yes, I do have YouTube, Zanari. There's probably far too many years of content on there, so you'll see young Shorty many years back. But okay, there's a lot of. I better delete that other stream, otherwise people will be like, "What is going on?" But yeah, Shorty SuperCoach YouTube. Feel free to come over. I am going to just work out what the hell's going on with these multiple streams. But anyway, I'll be back with some more content throughout the week. I'm going to camp, so I will have a few scheduled videos. But yeah, the main ones will be probably Friday night. I'll have a full team update. I'll try and get a team update to you over the next couple of days as well. But yeah, feel free to come on over to YouTube, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your comments. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Bear with me as always. I appreciate your patience. Let's work this out, shall we? Nice. I think we're somewhat away here. How are you? What's going on? All right. Hopefully that other one is just about deleted, but yeah, we'll just double check. So yeah, we'll get through all the comments. Might take me some time. We've also got the quiz. So yeah, YouTube's a bit different to TikTok. If you just come over TikTok, all the questions just come through. YouTube, I'll just scroll through them. So if you do ask a question, I will get to it. It just might take a little bit of time, but hopefully we cover it off fairly well anyway. But amusement, what's going on? Mac, how are you? Tommy Smith, Connor O'Sullivan, or Patton? I would go O'Sullivan. I think he's a bit of a better option scoring-wise, but yeah, I really like him as a Cats fan. What's up, James? Luke, I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for jumping in. Rishi, Sheasel, and Zorko, good D1, D2. I definitely like Sheasel. I probably prefer others to Zorko. I just don't really like the fact that Coleman's going to come back and he'd have to affect him. He would have to affect him, wouldn't he? So, yeah, I probably prefer others as opposed to Zorko. But, Zach, shorty, mate, let me help you with your team. Your midfielders all over the shop. Wow, what would you recommend, Zach? I don't mind the midfield. I'm going a bit of mid-price, mate. I don't mind it. Jack Ryan, shorty, what is up, mate? Is this the Jack Ryan that I know in real life? If so, how are you, mate? I mean, if not, how are you? Luke, Callahan before or after the bye? I'd go before, unless you can give me a clear way as to how you're going to bring him in. From experience, there's always plenty going on with the trades, so I'd hate to start the season with the intention of trading someone out in 2 or 3 weeks anyway. Matty Granger, what's up, mate? How are you? Good to see you. James, g'day, shorty. Looking good, big fella. Thanks, mate. HFC forever. How's the hangover shortstop? Look, it wasn't too bad. Last night wasn't too large, but even Saturday night I recorded one with a couple of Maduris in me, so that could have been an interesting video. But Detroit, that's all right, mate. Yeah, I know, mate. One day I'll work out this YouTube premiere stuff. One day. Luke, Perryman or Short? I'd go Perryman. Just prefer the role. I think he's a bit more consistent. I like him. Sang it, guys. Who's picking up Robin Nahas? Mac, cut one. Dawson, Brayshaw, Rosie, Callahan, Chera, or Day? Ooh, I would probably cut Rosie of those. It's a pretty tough lot there, but yeah, I think you've got some good mid-price options. Maybe even Chera. Cut him for Ashcroft, maybe. Luke, am I keeping Sheldrick? Probably not. I was probably going to touch and go. But now we're hearing Sammy Lawler's in. Like, that's pretty huge. So, yeah, probably not, mate. James, thoughts on Nick Blakey? Love the way he plays, but unfortunately he has to play key posts sometimes. And yeah, I think he's more a bit inconsistent. I think I prefer other guys. He's a quality player, but super coach wise, I do prefer others. Zach, send a code to join one of your leagues. I'm trying to get in. Yeah, I will definitely. I've got one more to give away, so I'll release one some stage tonight for sure. Maybe whoever wins the quiz, guaranteed league spot. Luke, thoughts on Chera? Yeah, I like Chera. I probably prefer Callahan and Ashcroft, but my only knock on Chera would be his body. But I actually think role looks good, form looks pretty good, so I don't mind him. Amusement, Cyclone, Alfie killed our power for the weekend, so I was stuck with a dinosaur era radio. Oh no, but it's come back just in time for sure. But mate, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're all right up there, mate. Hopefully things weren't too affected for you. Nate Sheldrick as well. Got the question in there. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Just because it worries me a little bit that he was. I know he had like a head knock, but I don't like that he's starting with a 32. And we've got quite a lot of options. Like you've got O'Driscoll, you've got Sardis, you've got O'Sullivan, you've got Lawler now as well. Like there's quite a list. I mean, even Hewitt could be an option as well. So we have a lot of mid rookie options. We just need some defensive rookie options, don't we? And hopefully Luke Trainer can be one of those. Luke continues on O'Driscoll or Flynn for flex. I don't know about the flex. It just depends how you want to structure up. But I think you probably would prefer Flynn in there. But O'Driscoll should definitely be in your side. So make sure you have him still somewhere else. Flag Blues, Oliver out, Callahan in. No, I wouldn't sacrifice Oliver for him. I think he's also a lock. But finding a way to get Callahan in is a good idea. But no, I wouldn't sacrifice Oliver for him. Will, thoughts on Luke Jackson? Nah, it's a no from me. We've sort of been here before, like last year, same sort of deal, wasn't it? Like we saw Sean Darcy go out, then we all get excited about Jackson, but as soon as Darcy comes back in, it really impacts him negatively. And even this year, it's even worse because Liam Reedy's doing some number one ruck stuff. So, yeah, interesting role that they're approaching. I think we answered that one time. I'd go O'Sullivan. Evan, shorty mate, I'm still waiting at Warm Pond Skate Park. Where are you going to show up? This is an absolute throwback, mate. How you been, bro? I've just scrolled all the way down. What's going on? GG, Oliver should be 100% lock. Oh, absolutely, mate. We have got a lot of mid-price rookies to talk about, and he is a lock. Morgan, Tinder story shorty. Oh, it's risky, mate. Too many chances that someone I know from school might be watching. But just keeping it chill, mate, and we'll keep it to the SuperCoach for tonight. Marshall, is it best 18 in the early buy rounds? It sure is, mate. Best 18, so it gives a bit of a buffer. Bazookia, g'day, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Gaming HD, not sure what happened to the premiere again. Could someone explain it to me? So I'll set a premiere. And then what? What is going on? It ticks over, and nowhere on my channel. It's like the hardest thing to find to just go live from that. It's pissing me off. I even did research throughout the week. I'm not happy about it. I'll do a bit of a poll. Are you keeping Dacos? Be interesting to see. Be interesting to see what you guys think. Every time I do a poll, I've just got to find out where I am again. James, what's your thoughts on opening round shorty? Me personally, I hate it. I feel like it bails us out with bad picks and then everyone's team looks the same. Yeah, definitely. I mean, from a SuperCoach point of view, yeah, I hate it. From an AFL point of view, I hate it. I think there's ways that we could still give exposure to the Northern States and give them some marquee games. But it is a national sport. So I feel like we're just leaving Melburnians and WA people in South Australia, like, where's our games? You know, it wasn't that exciting this weekend. Like, good to have it back, but it didn't feel the same. But yeah, teams have never looked more similar because we get a free look at opening round and because we get a trade boost as well. I like the trade boost, but you've now got 6 trades to catch up to everyone else before the prices move. So teams just become so similar. And then there's dickheads like me that post videos all the time telling you to pick, and then we all just look the same, mate. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to go a little bit different. Anthony, Darcy, Cameron, a lock. I probably wouldn't lock him. Keep in mind that he did just dominate against the second ruck with Briggs going down early, but he did look good as he should. But yeah, I think as an overall, he's a pretty good pick. I still prefer DeConing, but I could see the thought in it. Nearly 80%. What was my actual question? Are you keeping him, wasn't it? Are you keeping? Yeah, so quite a few trading him. Interesting. Shorts, thoughts on playing Gorn, Cherry, and TDK as a flex. Look, great if you can afford it and be happy with how it all looks, but I just feel like that's spreading too much cash into the rucks, and you've got to be left short elsewhere, I would imagine. So I prefer a bit more balance, but they're all good picks within their own right. Blake says Clark or Wanganeen Miller. I prefer Wanganeen Miller. Both good picks, though. You could pick them both, but if I had to, I would go Nasaya. Detroit, my replacement for Dacos is Callahan. I really like him, and there are no primos. All seem to be injured. I think Callahan has potential to average 105 with how he went on the weekend. I tend to agree, and I must admit that's what I've done too. So I think if you want to keep it sort of safe and go a premium, you'd go Sarong. If you're looking for a slightly cheaper primo with the ability to go 110, probably Davies Uniacke or Anderson. And then if you want to, really go mid-price, get that cash, probably Callahan is your guy or an Ashcroft. Rishi, do I keep Rankin and have 2 rookie defenders or get rid of Rankin, bring in Garcia and add Short in the back line? Ooh, that's tough. My gut feel is keep Rankin because I like him so much, but wait and see what rookies we get in the back line. If it's still super light, then maybe we do have to go short, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we get something. J2, mate, he's hit me with a big shorty. What's going on, mate? How are you? It's good to see you. GG, a sneaky pod to take a look at might be Luke Nankervis. Right, walk me through that one, mate. What are your thoughts there? Not one I'd thought about. Thoughts on Will Jackson or Luke Jackson, says Will. No, I think not even really the clear number 1 ruck at the moment. Reedy seems to be doing a bit of that. And Darcy, last I read, probably only missing 2 or 3. So it's just not enough. He's just going to go back to that second ruck forward option, which wasn't that nice to us last year. Amusement, good grief. Why are people mentioning so much football-related topics? It's a dinner date, not a SuperCoach stream. I know, mate. It's going to be a long time before we get those back, isn't it? Cameron, Shorty, is Josh Sin in the side? I've got him in and he helps the structure a lot, especially with the lack of good defensive rookies. Ken Hinkley said him, Farrell and Evans will try to fill the Houston gap. I just wonder, so I've been looking at him too. I just wonder, where does Ryan Burton fit into it all? Because I must admit, Sin looked all right in the practice game. Found a bit of the footy, was managed. We're getting good signs and good talk from the coaches. But, I just wonder. I need to see the teams. If Sin is picked, I reckon I'm chucking him in the side, mate. I would agree. Luke Bradley, thoughts on Matt Flynn as the flex? Yeah, I think that's the play. I think Flynn's shown a good enough preseason to pick him. And I think flex gives you a little bit of a cushion. But, I think Flynn's done enough if you want to go that way. Nate, g'day, mate. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're well. I'm going nicely, mate. Going nicely. How about yourself? Graz, Will Day or Finn Callahan? I'd be both, mate. I'd be picking both. They're both in my team. If I had to pick, I'd go Will Day. J2, good to see you. You're insanely good-looking head. Mate, you're a funny man. It's good to see you bump up into the comments, mate. It's good to see you. Dylan, I know it's hard to judge the rookies, but would you rather Kako or Finn O'Sullivan or Lynch? Finn O'Sullivan and Kako or Lynch and Draper? Leaning towards Finn O'Sullivan. I just love the wing half back role at North. I like Finn O'Sullivan, but oh yeah, and Draper. Yeah, definitely. That is the way I'd go as well. I actually don't really like Tom Lynch as much, and Draper, not sure. Best 22, definite sub risk for me. There's a lot of midfielders running through that Crows midfield. So yeah, I'd go Kako and O'Sullivan. Luke, which primo midfielder are you rolling with? You going with mid-pricer and LDU? What's your midfield looking like? Yeah, sure, mate. So my midfield right now, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Will Day, Clayton Oliver, Finn Callahan, Will Ashcroft, and Hugo Garcia. Then rounding it out with rookies. So trying to go a little bit different with a couple of different options. Cameron, also, you got Sanders. I think he could be an awkward sideways trade when Bont and Treloar are back. Yeah, potentially, but by that stage, there might be 6, 7, 8 weeks gone. So I think even if so, Sanders should be at a decent price and we might be able to just sideways to someone else. So I think he's definitely worth starting. And yeah, I think, start him, see what his first 4 to 5 weeks looks like and judge it from there. But yeah, I reckon the injury returns coming back, probably not till at least, I think Treloar's 8 to 12. So we could handle one coming back, but I think Sanders should get a good crack at it. Interesting. 82% of you guys getting rid of Dacos. What else was I going to go? Just going to throw out a few. These were probably the most common mid-price discussions. Which one would you pick? Now, I don't know if you can pick two options here, but if you had to, if I had to, it'd be Ashcroft. And remember last week when we did a little poll about Dawson, Rosie, and Will Day, and Will Day got terribly disrespected. Come on now. I'm sticking with my boy Will Day. I mean, I was on him early. Luke, Holmes and Sheasel, bit too common thoughts. Oh, Sheasel definitely. Holmes a little bit, but look, they might be common, but I think they're good picks. And if they're good picks, I don't want to be left behind, even if it does mean they're a bit common, you know. I think there's risks to take, but sometimes you don't want to go pod for the sake of it. If it's a good pick, it's a good pick. Tom Smith, Short or Perryman, and why? I'd go Perryman. I just think the role is better. Inside mid, I've liked his preseason a bit more. Short, I just don't like his uncontested, non-tackling style of game. I just think not only is Perryman a bit cheaper, and every dollar counts at this point, but I think he's got a few more scoring avenues, and I think he's a better chance. Like at that price, we want 95 plus, and I think he's the better chance to go there, and he's a bit cheaper. Amusement, Cooko and Shortbread, Geelong's finest duo. That's it, mate. What a team up, hey? I didn't realize he'd posted it yet. I'll have to go check that out. But yeah, that was good fun. I reckon we'll have to get him on the channel. Cameron, and thoughts on Sammy Powell-Pepper and Port having a nice run to start the year. I don't think Powell-Pepper, he's more of an impact player, super injury prone now, the sort of guy that I feel like they could just have as a sub because he can come on and give a bit of impact. But no, I would definitely go elsewhere. Luke, Ashcroft or Chera? Looks like Ashcroft has so much to compete with. Well, I only think he's got Dunkley and Neal, maybe a little bit of McCluggage to compete with, and it's much the same as Chera. Certainly Walsh and Cripps, and George Hewitt actually gets a fair bit of centre bounce, more of that defensive mid, a bit like someone like Perryman. So, no, I would go Ashcroft. I think he is the chosen one, isn't he? He is a guy that's just born to take his game next level. So I'm backing Will Ashcroft in all the way. Dylan Callahan at M7, too deep or fine? Maybe a bit too deep. How's the defense looking? Is that a bit light on? But look, if you can get away with it, bloody oath. But initial thoughts feels maybe a bit too deep. Thanks for all your comments too, guys. I'll do my absolute best to cover them off by 9 or so. But 80 people watching, that's a season high so far. So no, I really appreciate all your comments, all your subscriptions. We're nearly at 5K. So look, if you haven't given me a subscribe, give me one, mate. Get me up to 5K. But regardless, if you're sitting on the live, mate, I really do appreciate it. So thanks very much. Riley, Leak, and Trainer D5 and D6. Any good? Yeah, don't mind that. Don't mind that. I think clearly they're not our best rookie options. It's risky to an extent, but I think we've been given a handy gift here with Trainer, and I don't mind him at all. Jack, how's the king going, mate? Good to see you. What's happening? Callahan and Ashcroft come into my side as of late. Yeah, I respect that. Mate. How have you been? It's good to see you pop up. Which of Callahan, Ashcroft, and Chera? Very interesting that Ashcroft is last on 25, then Chera 27%, and Callahan clearly the flavour of the week. What's he up to ownership-wise? I remember he was in my team when he was in 1%. And now he would be a hell of a lot more than that. Last I checked, he was 18. The time before that was 12. And now he's still 18. Okay. It's not too bad. Don't we love a flavour of the month in SuperCoach? Clinch. Sir, I just subscribed. It's Sonari. Hey, mate, what's going on? How are you? Thanks for the subscribe, mate. You probably logged off. I took bloody ages to get around to these questions, but thanks very much. Detroit. I have a midfield of Sarong, Day, Callahan, Oliver, O'Sullivan, Sardis, Draper, and Lawler. On the bench, I have Levi, Ashcroft, Camper, Ali, and Nevitt. What do you think about my midfield, mate? Yeah, honestly, I really like it. I mean, you've got all the gun mids. Draper's the only one I'd wait and see. He could be a bit of a sub risk. Nevitt, I'm just not sold on Nevitt, but I feel like maybe I'm a bit critical of him. But yeah, no, it looks good, mate. It looks good. Couple of tweaks depending on the teams. I like it. James G, how many players in your current team do you think you will keep for the whole year? I have 12. Yeah, good question. I reckon I would keep Holmes and Sheasel. I reckon one of Roberts or Perryman is half a chance. Maybe Roberts stays. LDU, Will Day. And then I've got Callahan, Oliver, and Ashcroft. I don't know which ones, but gee, it'd be good to keep two of the three. Give me two of the three, at least for the most year. Maybe a good M8. DeConing, I'll give that 8. And then Horn Francis, Rankin, McRae, and Smith, and Daniel. So I'm going to give myself 13. You might argue a few of those, and I wouldn't blame you, but that is the way I'm going. Premium's always in the eye of the beholder. Dweller, is Zach Merritt being slept on? He's a scoring machine. Yeah, absolutely. I was actually doing my midfield ranking videos. Yeah, I think he's definitely being slept on. He is such a consistent operator, and he's in like 6% of sides. So Callahan clearly takes that 51%. I just want to get your feedback on a couple of videos I've been doing. Do you like the do you like those videos I've been doing? I try to sort of, if they're in at least 3% of sides, it kind of means someone's thinking about them. So I try to do that for each line leading into the season. Let me know if you like them, because I feel like it gives me an option to just talk about everyone that everyone might be thinking of, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. But sometimes they're a bit long. Give me your thoughts. Feel free to be like brutally honest. But yeah, obviously want to try and do content for you guys that you guys find interesting. Luke, is Roberts a must-have because isn't Roberts, Sheasel, and Holmes way too heavily owned? Look, I wouldn't get too hung up on whether they're heavily owned. Look, if worse comes to worse and our sides look very similar, so be it. I think if they're a good pick, just run with them. And I do think Roberts is a good pick. Yeah, ideally we get a bit of a unique guy, but I wouldn't sway away just to try and be different. Only sway away if you genuinely don't like the pick. But don't try and be like pod just for the sake of it, because you can miss a good pick. Detroit, don't pick St Kilda rookies, guys. Ross doesn't play kids. Yeah, well, there's a few being talked about. Hasty, Hall, a few others in there too. Boxall. So So we'll have to wait and see what he does. Dylan currently fading Sheasel, and I'm scared shitless. Would you take that risk? No, absolutely not. I think Sheasel is a lock, mate. He'll be a fantastic option. Lock and load him. James, Josh Dacos for a pod. I don't mind it. I think he'll get dual position status. And put it this way, if he already had defensive status at 480, I'd pick him. But for some reason, we're not. So I think it's probably because in the mid, we've got Day, we've got Callahan, we've got Ashcroft, we've got Chera, all these guys, Oliver. So that's probably why he's being slept on. But yeah, I think when he gets dual position, come round 6, yeah, it'll be a good pick. I don't mind it. Amusement. Hypothetically, if you had a trip to Beacon Lighting, what would your bulb of choice be? Oh, it's just probably a warm light, mate. Just something for the lamp, you know. Probably my gut feel, bro. Nate, thoughts on Mitch Nevitt? Yeah, it's a good question. I'm just not sold on him, and I just look at. So I'm a Geelong supporter, and I just look at this side, and I just don't see how he gets that centre bounce attendance when it really matters. Dangerfield will play way more mid. So will Holmes. I could see him being an okay pick, but I could also see him being out of the side in 3 or 4 weeks or getting stuck on a wing too much. So I'm happy to go elsewhere. I think there's better picks, but maybe I'm being a little critical of him. Will Luke Jackson worth it to save money over Cherry? Nah, if you're going that way, go De Koning or Lloyd Meek if you need to save cash. So Jackson isn't even playing number 1 ruck without Sean Darcy, sort of sharing it with Reedy. So that worries me. And then Darcy will come back by like round 3 or 4, and we've got the same issue we had last year where Jackson's like a forward. So, so no for me. Harry, thoughts on Cherry, TDK, and Gawn as a flex? Gawn having no Briggs round 1. Yeah, I just think it's too much money for the rucks straight up, and I just feel like it looks great on paper, but there must be somewhere else that you're sort of struggling with. I feel so. I feel like from a balanced team perspective, I prefer others, but I've had a few people talk about that. G'day, Shorty. What's up, Meso Posta? What's up, mates? Thanks for the comment. And thanks for your feedback on the videos. I'm glad to hear most of you enjoy that. So that's good. I'll keep doing them. So I've got every line coming out over the next 3 days. So, thanks for your feedback there. James, thoughts on Dunkley or Merritt? I prefer Merritt. I just think he's a bit more of an attacking player. Both have a good scoring history, but I think Merritt's the more likely to go 110 plus. Riley, thoughts on Ed Richards if he plays with Bont out? I reckon he can jump to around 110. I'm probably going to pass on him. The only reason would be that he has had an interrupted preseason, and I just don't like picking a guy that's really racing the clock to be right for round 1. I like to pick guys as a premium that's had a flawless preseason, is ready to rock and roll, had a good practice game, had a good lead up, and is ready to smash it. Richards might go bang, but that's not normally the recipe I like to pick my primos on. Will Rankin worth having? Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's one of my favorite picks for the year. I think most people are going Horn-Francis. I'm going both. I think the difference in their ownership doesn't make sense to me. I think Rankin, maybe people get a bit scared by the injury and the suspension possibility, but I really like Rankin. Shorts, thoughts on Walsh if he plays round 1? Basically same that I said to Ed Richards. Prefer a clean run in, interrupted preseason, and Walsh is probably even worse because he's had so many concerns with that back. So unfortunately, as much as I like Walshy, I would say no. I've got bloody some random thing on my shirt there. I didn't even realize. Been on for 30 minutes. Didn't even realize. Also, if you fancy yourself at a bit of footy trivia, got the quiz going again tonight. If you're a long time listener, you know the quiz comes back. Got a lot of questions, so it might be after 9, but stick around for the quiz if you fancy yourself. And if you win the quiz, you'll get a league code as well. Luke, who are your rookie starters in the midfield? Is Nevitt there? So no, Nevitt's not. My starters, so currently I've got Sardis and O'Driscoll on the field. Got O'Sullivan, but if Lawler's in, I'll also go Lawler, and he is in, so I'll go bang. And yeah, I reckon I'll try and get Trainer in as well. So yes, very, very interesting. Max, Oliver is a no-go. Max, tell me why. He gets a tag round 1. Oh, look, that's okay, mate. Look, he may get a tag, but we're looking at the overall long-term perspective. I mean, not too many teams tag. Yeah, it's a bugger. He'll probably cop Bedford, but Bedford could go to Petrarca as well. You just never know. So, yeah, there'll be ebbs and flows, but I think over the course of 6 to 8 weeks, Oliver's going to be a very good pick for the price. Detroit, great video with Cooko today. Oh, good. Nah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. I had a lot of fun doing that. He's a good man. We'll definitely team up again. Nate, thoughts on Meek over TDK? I prefer DeConing. I think he's got bigger upside. Prefer him. So yeah, I would prefer. It's not to say Meek's not a good pick, but I just prefer DeConing. 89 watching. Jeez, little PB. I'd love if we could get to 100, guys. Just get your mate on board. I'd love to hit 100 for the first time this year. That'll be exciting. Jay Loops, Dacos, in or out? So my general thoughts with Dacos are, if you pick him, you're basically being like, it's too hard to bring him back in. I don't want to run the risk that he goes nuts, which we know he can do. I'm just going to ride it out. And I kind of get that. You know, sometimes it's hard to bring in the best players in our comp if we don't start with them. But what I would say is, here's what we know. He scored 66. His price is going to drop, guaranteed. Then he'll have a buy. I just feel like, plus a bit of an interrupted preseason. Now he's cramping. I don't know. I just feel like, plus then we've got Callahan who says, mate, pick me. I'm 200K cheaper. So it just feels like the stars have aligned to go down and use that cash elsewhere. So that's the way I'm approaching it. FC Forever, Holmes and 119 mid rookie, or Finn, Callahan and Pryor. Oh, look, I don't really like Pryor. I'd go Holmes in the 119K, but yeah, try and find a way to get Finn in there too. I think they're both deserving of a pick. Yeah. Will, thoughts on Ollie Hollins, man? Nah, not for me. Bit of hype around that defensive sort of halfback rebounding role, but hasn't really lit the preseason up. He's been okay, but there's no need to go searching for players like him around that price, because I feel like we've got a lot better mid-price options, which we've been talking about tonight. So hopefully you consider a few of those. Luke, who's the best option for Dacos? Feel his price will drop too much. Yeah, spot on. So basically the way I'm looking at it, if you want to go sideways, go Dacos to a premium, probably Sarong. If you want to go down a bit, you know, guy that could be a super primo, not sure, Noah Anderson, Luke Davies-Uniacke. If you want to really drop things down to Will Day, fair call. If you want to really get that cash going for still a good price, Callahan, Ashcroft, Chera, that would be the way I would approach it. Whichever sort of fits your structure best, or whichever way you like to approach that. GG, what role have they got O'Driscoll playing? So he got quite a few centre bounces. So I think when Hayden Young's out, I reckon he might get a bit of mid time right in the guts. But I think predominantly he'll play off a wing. But yeah, he's looked really good. James, thoughts on Petrarca and Liberatore since Dogs have no mid? I like Petrarca. Of course, I'm a little bit concerned about the body, missed so much footy, plus also the role. Do Melbourne need him to play a bit forward? But I prefer Petrarca out of the two. Oh, we just turned up for a mini second. Oh, what a moment. I'm glad I saw that. Jeez. Raise the glass, guys. Thanks very much. Get us back to the ton. No, I really do appreciate it. I do. But Liberatore, I don't really. So how much more mid can he get? He was in 72% of centre bounces last year. I don't know how much more he can get. Like he'll get a slight increase, okay? But if you look over the years, he had 2023 average 116. Fantastic. But if you look over the years, there's so much evidence to suggest that he averages between 102 and 106. So it's a big sample size. So that's probably what I feel about him. Hey, the ton. Thanks very much, guys. I appreciate that. We certainly haven't done that this year yet, and I love it when we do. It gives Shorty a bit of a kick, you know. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Jay Toop, these are my locks for round one. Jagger Smith, Nick Newman, Zach Butters, Sean Darcy, Kitty Coleman, Judd McPhee. Nice. I like that. I wonder how much it costs for old J Tube to live under a rock. I wonder how much he's renting that rock for. Now, we do enjoy his content. A bit of satire there from the lad. Shorts, LDU, I have him M1. Me and you both, mate. I think if we look at his back half of the season, and he's had like half years where he's been unstoppable. He hasn't quite strung it together for a full season, but there'll be a time where he does, and I don't want to miss out on that. So I'm all for him. Mitchell, thoughts on running Day, Oliver, Callahan, Powell, Peatling? Wow. Look, I like the structure. I would go someone like an Ashcroft or a Chera instead of Powell. That's all I'd say. But I like the structure. Baz Lenker just hits me with a nope. Not exactly sure what that was about. And look, I know there's a lot of questions, so I do apologize if I'm not getting to your question straight away. We go through each comment one by one. So apologies if I'm taking a while, but bear with me. We'll be on here till at least 9, maybe a touch after. So we'll do our absolute best, and appreciate the patience. Evan, been seeing you around, Shorty. Saw you at Bowen Heads a couple of months ago. Should have been there last night too. The ratio was insane. Did you really, mate? Yeah, is Bowen Heads the pub there? Is that worth a shout, hey? Interesting. Charlie, Matt Flynn, thoughts? Yeah, no, I do like also, Evan, if you see me around, say g'day, my friend. Say g'day. I like Matt Flynn. Clearly he's risky. Clearly. But I reckon it's worth it. So he was pretty solid. He was pretty solid against Cherry the other day. Give me 1 second. Shorty wants to mark the ton. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I just want to take a photo of the century. Hey, nice. Probably feel a bit more comfortable with him at the flex, but I've got him at R2, so I'm feeling dangerous. But no, I think at that price, he warrants selection. Yeah, it's risky. I know. Like, if it goes wrong, it can go bad. It can go pear-shaped in the ruck. So I get that, but I just like the way the rest of my team looks. So just please let his back hold on for 5 weeks, please. That's all I need. Nicholas, is Will Day a lock? Pretty close to it. I mean, gosh, I've had him in my team all preseason. I was hoping he wouldn't go nuts like this, but he has. Yeah, he probably is a lock. Charlie, any funny school stories, Shorty? Not really. There's probably a better time to tell some stories because I'm mindful of getting through people's SuperCoach comments. But it was funny the other day. I was out at lunch, and they often will come up for a chat, which is lovely, talking and that. People I work with are like, can't you just let Daniel eat lunch, And one of the boys was like, no, Daniel's my Lord and Savior. I was like, what is going on, bro? My Lord and Savior. They say some funny stuff, man. They really do. Nah, it's a good job. It's a good job. They'll keep me pretty entertained at camp, I'm sure. HFC forever Hawks supporter here, so might be biased. I watch my boys closely. I love this. What do we got? I truly, madly, deeply believe Miki has a real breakout this year. No, look, I respect that, mate. Look, I hope I'm not being too harsh on Meek. I think he's every chance to average around 110. I just prefer De Koning. So, no, there's no better insight than a supporter who follows their club closely. So I do appreciate that, mate. Amusement, broken gate and shade sail from the cyclone, but nothing as bad as pain I will feel when Cherry snaps English in half. Oh, shit, mate. Yeah, the weather was wild, bro. Wild stuff, hey. Max, I love Rankin, but can't get him in. Now, fair. Max Gorn is Ruck 1, I think Jedworth could go 180. Yeah, you're right. He could go nuts. Pity about Rankin, though, mate. You can't swindle it. You can't. Because I really do think Rankin's in for one of those years where we go, wow, he is one of the best players, most watchable players in the comp. I could see him regularly having 25 and kicking 1 or 2. Riley, Tom Stewart, or anyone cheaper in the defence. Look, I do think Stewart's a good play. I probably prefer Holmes, who's a slight bit more expensive, not much. And if you need to go down, look, Perryman or Roberts. You might already have them, but I think one of them, if not both, really good options. Zed, how many backline rookies can we afford now? I think 2 max on the field. That's max. Ideally 1, but look, I think you could probably get away with 2. Hopefully we get a few named. That we'll probably find out more when the teams are named. Tac Tech Analytics. Hey, mate, I wouldn't imagine it's worth having a Loop player now. Loop is dead with the flex. No, still alive. So all the flex is that it now gives you 23 scorers, but we'll take the best 22. So the loophole still exists, but I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I was listening to a podcast the other day and they said it still does exist. So I wouldn't create a loop for the sake of it, but we'll still be able to do it. Baz Lenker, thoughts on Will Day? Oh, mate, you should know how much I love him. He's one of my favorites. I think he's a fantastic option. I've been on him all pre-season. It's been very painful watching his ownership go from 17 to about 35 now, but I think it is it's pretty fair. He was fantastic. Angus, thoughts on getting rid of Cherry and starting De Koning and Flynn at R1 and 2? Well, look, I'm not going to actively talk you out of Cherry because he's a gun, but that is the ruck setup that I am running with, De Koning and Flynn. So read into that what you will. I like it, but I wouldn't be like, do it. It's risky. Nate, do you think Sarong and Davies Uniacke as a duo would be good in a team? Oh, absolutely. Be good in our SuperCoach, but definitely, in any team, mate, they would be extremely exciting. Bit of inside, bit of outside. I think Davies Uniacke has probably the best sidestep in the game. I can't wait to watch him. You're a funny man, Amusement. Anthony, do I keep Sam Lawler? Yeah, absolutely. He's been named. So, bring him in, mate. Bring him in for sure. Donut Man, thoughts on Cats being under investigation for some behind-the-scenes deals? Yeah, it's hard to get a read on them. I don't know. Look, you come to the Cats and we buy you a farm. Is it dodgy? I don't know. We pay you $500K but give you $1 million worth in Cotton On sponsorship. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Look, that's above my pay grade, mate. I don't know, but it will be interesting to see. Jaden, I know you said O'Sullivan, but I've got Patton ahead purely based on his week ahead on price movement. Yeah, look, fair. I mean, they'll both have buys. Well, no, Patton will have the buy. So eventually De Koning will catch up. So no, I probably wouldn't base it off that because Patton will be ahead of him for a couple of weeks and then De Koning will catch him by the time Patton has his buy. So it's much of a muchness. I would just pick who you think is actually a better option. Caleb, thoughts on Connor Rosie? My initial thoughts are can't hit 110, will be very susceptible to a tag. That's my initial thoughts, but I don't know if I'm being too harsh on him because I prefer others. He's clearly got a great game and a great practice game. And I don't want to be too harsh on him. Something in my gut says just can't hit 110, which is probably what we need for the price. Angus, why did Sin only get 40% game time in a pracky? Surely that's a turn-off. Well, it would be a turn-off, but he was managed. So it sort of says to me that they are just managing his minutes because he has missed a lot of footy as a player, just in general from his draft years. So, I'm finding him pretty hard to get a read. I'm not quite sure. So, be very interesting to see whether he is named, whether Ryan Burton's named as well, coming back. Riley, Lawler and Stewart, or Sin and Callahan? Look, Lawler and Stewart, purely just because I'm not sure about Sin. I think Callahan's a must-have, or pretty much. But Sin, like I just said with the fella before, we really have to find out if he's named and how it all looks. It's a bit of an unknown. It's been one that we really haven't got much of a read on. Because I think if he plays, I think he's got a lot of upside. Because even though he played 40% game time, he scored 67 SuperCoach. So he did all right. Scott Dean looking great, champ. He's having Neil, Brayshaw, Day, Oliver, and Callahan. Will Ashcroft in the middle too crazy? No, I don't think so. Like, I'm not too far from it. I'm batting pretty deep as well. So, no, look, if that balances your whole side and you feel happy with it, no, I think all of those players are pretty good picks in their own right. I prefer Sarong to Neil, but that's what makes this game great. We all have our own choices. So I think it's a pretty good structure. Nate, who's a good option next to a primo ruck if I go Flynn as a flex? Look, I think if you're going Flynn in the flex, then you've got to go a primo. I think it's either going to be who's a good option next to a primo. You've probably got to go Meek or Cameron or De Koning. I think they're your guys. I'm guessing you don't. I'm feeling like you have Cherry, but That'd be the way I'd play it. Caleb, g'day, Shorty. Have you picked Rosie or do you recommend him? No, we touched on him just before, so no, I actually don't. Wow, we are miles behind in the questions because that is a poll from a long time ago. I'm going to do my best to get through the questions. Jesus. Don't know if I will, but no, I'm not picking Rosie just from the comments I mentioned before. Tom Smith, LDU or Brayshaw. I would go LDU. He's a slight bit cheaper, and I also feel like I think Brayshaw is a lock for about 110. I think LDU at his best is capable of 115. So that's the way I have approached it. Nate, who or what makes Garcia a great asset? Well, he's a great tackler. He certainly is getting centre bounce attendance. So he was the third highest attender in the bounce behind McRae and Steele in the Pracky. Sinclair will come back, so it could change that slightly, but Sinclair could play half back as well. But yeah, I think they're looking to inject some youth into the midfield, and I think Garcia is the man. Max, thoughts on Sam Flanders? So he's under the injury cloud, back concern, touch and go for round one. Very interrupted preseason. It's a no from me. Zach, Chera, Day, or Ashcroft? Tossing up between whether I get rid of Chera because I got too many round 12 buy players. Look, of those three, I would have Chera ranked third. He's the only one that's not in my side of those three. So if that helps you, that's the way I would approach it. Kristen, Roberts, or Callahan? Oh, that's tough. If I had to, I'd probably go Callahan, but I think they both are worth picking. They're both in my team. Anthony, 1854, a good projected score. I don't really look at the projected, mate. Like, I don't read too much into it. I mean, if I go into my projected now, like some of the projected scores, like Perryman 73, Oliver 75, like they're projected for Will Day is 67. So I don't know how trustworthy this is. So yeah, I don't read too much into it. Lachlan Peters, what do you reckon of Richmond's three debutants? Yeah, so we got Trainer, Lawler, and who else is there? But it's going to help us. Definitely. It'll help our Supercoach sides for sure. Pentos, oh my God, my king. I haven't seen you on this platform since the Stone Age. Mate, I've been here every week, son. What's going on? It's good to see you back, though. What's going on, mate? Stick around for the quiz. Luca, my projected average for James Sicily. I would give him probably a 97 or a 98. I just feel like he's going to play a bit of time forward. If he was pure back, I'd be pushing the 110, but I just think there'll be a bit of inconsistency with some time forward. Nate, Max Holmes, thoughts? Huge fan. Going to be Geelong's number one mid. Beautiful kick, like a beautiful long kick. I know he's not always a precise kick, but no, he definitely runs and carries and will get huge opportunity in the guts. He's sort of advanced from that halfback flanker. He's now a very important mid for the Cats, and he's certainly in my scene, my team even. Dylan, I have Callahan M7 and only have two rookies on field and still have Rankin, Horn Francis in my forward, but I do have Flynn R2, which I'm fine with. Well, that's it, mate. And look, I've got him R2 as well. So, yeah, this is the thing. I feel like at some stage we've got to take a risk somewhere. You're taking it in the ruck. Others will take it, by having more rookies situated in different spots. So, yeah, if you're happy with the balance, mate, I like it. Pentos, I miss your great Supercoach tips, but I'm here for your beautifulness. Yeah, mate, we try. Some people would argue the tips aren't always so great, but I do appreciate it. In fact, I appreciate you all. We got 108 watching. I think that's a world record for Shorty. So much respect. I appreciate your guys' support. Angus, you think Patton holds forms from Swans when Cunningham and Mills come back or even before then? I think so, but there has to be a risk, probably less about Mills and more about Cunningham. But I think he's found a bit of a role, but I don't really like him as an option. I think there's better options. He's going to be a very slow burn on the price. Gaming HD currently going full mid-price in the midfield. Day, Oliver, Chera, Ashcroft, Callahan. I'm contemplating Rosie has got the keys now. Butters is out. Out of all of those mids, who would you leave out for him? Oh, well, look, I probably prefer them to Rosie. I feel like I would go them over him, but if I had to, it would be Chera. Nate, Sid Draper as a Crows fan looks great, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Well, let me know. How's he fitting into it? Because you bat pretty deep in the mids now. So how's he going to fit in? Is he going to be a slight risk for your sub? You'd have to be, wouldn't he? Braden, are Day and Callahan early price rises too much to pass? I think so, mate. Look, not only will they rise in price, but there's a world where they average 110. Like, they could stay for a lot of the year. I mean, yeah, it's hard to keep up what they did, but they could be really good options for us, mate. Lachlan, my team at the moment, Sheasel, Roberts, Pryor, Patton, Reed, Leake, Allen, Trainer. Oh, mate, we've gone a bit. There's too many rookies exposed down back there, mate. I would beef up that back line for sure. Braden, shush, Zach's my pod, so let's not bring attention to him. Which Zach was that? Which one was that? Or was it Zach Reed? Jason, I have Nick Martin, ever reliable and good scoring, and pod, also McKercher. I do like Martin. I think he just finds a way to score even at half forward. McKercher, not so much. I think he's just playing a role that it's sort of wing, starts half forward wing, very much that outside receiving type, use that beautiful boot that he has. But I just think that type of role lends itself to sometimes being a bit quiet, sometimes getting caught a bit cold if your inside mids aren't winning it, or if you're on the wrong wing. Like, I would have picked him if he was half back exclusively, but I think at that price it's just too risky with the role. Cameron, Sanders and Darcy Cameron, or Powell Pepper and Cherry. By the way, look at Darcy Cameron's first 3 ruck matchups, very friendly, plus the 160 in the system. Yeah, fair point. I'll have to have a look at that, but I would go Darcy Cameron and Sanders. I'm just not sold on Powell Pepper. Obviously, Cherry's a great call, but not sold on Powell Pepper. Jack, he's throwing a sneaky pod. We love that. Not for me, but Lockie Ash could be a sneaky one. Maybe for draft only, but to back-to-back 125s. Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think probably more for draft. But, yeah, he's always been one that we've been like, oh, maybe he could be, a premium one day. So good pick up there. Dreezy, Flynn R2. Currently what I'm doing, hand up high. It's risky, but it is what I'm doing, just the way it looks for the rest of my team. I think he deserves a pick the way he played the other day. If he can just stay fit, he'll make us good money. But clearly there's a big risk about his fitness because he's let us down, or he's let himself down. His body's failed many, many times. So it's a risk, but one I'm willing to take. Ozjan, thoughts on Cam McKenzie mid-price? A Warple out for 4 weeks. Scored 97. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. It's not bad. Like, the only thing I'd say, what is he in the forwards? He's in the mid. So I actually don't mind that. It is a good point of difference, but I don't know if we need to take that sort of a risk when you've got probably preferred Peatling around a similar price, and you may as well just pay up 100K if you can afford it and get like an Ashcroft or something like that, a Callahan. So, but good suggestion though. Riggs, any strategy with the flex? For me, I'm just basing it off what do we need more at the start of the season. We've been given an extra pick, an extra player. What do we need the most at the start of the year? Cash. So what am I putting in my flex? A rookie. I'm just adding another rookie because that's what's going to help me upgrade at the start of the year. Flag Blues, first draft was last night, had 5th pick, defense, Houston. I'll just read through this one. Nice. Gee, looks like you've drafted pretty well there. Nice, mate. Good luck. I hope you go well. I've got my draft night tomorrow, so see how we go. Eddie, who do you reckon I should go for out of Rankin and Jackson? Definitely Rankin, like comfortably. Going to play mid, going to play very, very well. Jackson, we're not quite sure on the role, particularly when Darcy comes back, which will be in the first month. Doesn't look good for him. So, yeah, definitely Rankin. Gavin, thoughts on Noah Anderson? Gold Coast run looks good. Yeah, I think he's someone I could see going through the 110 barrier when he really gets it going. He's just got to find a way to maybe break through a tag and play a bit better outside of Gold Coast. But, he's still young. He could definitely work that through. Flex at the moment, Nate, is Levi Ashcroft, as I touched on just before, going a rookie approach there. Leon, thoughts on the mid? Neil Dacos, Anderson, Oliver, Chera, Sarnas, O'Sullivan, and Levi. Yeah, I like it, mate. Obviously, Dacos is someone that I've talked about. I'm probably moving him on just around having the 66, having the buy. He's going to be at a cheaper price in 4 or 5 weeks. So that's probably the way I'm looking at it. Maybe if I was you, I'd go someone like Sarong, but I can understand holding faith with Dacos. Blesty, thoughts on Jaden Short, lock or a trap? Look, I don't think he falls into either category, but I guess the way I'd explain it is he could be a good option. He could average mid-90s, be handy, but I would prefer Perryman and Roberts. I think they're more reliable types that I would like to pick around a similar range. But yeah, don't know. Short's one that I just haven't fallen in love with this preseason. Oh, Lukey's here. What's up, mate? G'day, Shorty. How are you? I'm pretty good, mate. Pretty good. How are you? What were your thoughts on last week's On the Couch episode? Also, thoughts on the games last weekend? Yeah, I didn't mind it, actually. I probably went into watching On the Couch with a bit of a negative mindset, but I actually thought it was better than I expected. I probably haven't bonded with 360 as much as I thought, which is surprising. And yeah, the games last weekend, they were okay. Like, probably not the greatest games. Sydney and Hawthorn was good early, but yeah, I'm looking forward to. It feels like footy will be fully back this week. That's what it feels like to me. It was like a little taster, but it didn't quite feel real. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Steve, what's going on, Shorty? How is the Supercoach team looking? Cold on Holmes now. Hey, mate, how are you? Cold on him? No way. Lock and load Max Holmes, mate. Absolutely. I'm happy with the side. Looking a bit mid-price, but I'm trying to go a bit different this year, trying to take some risks. So hope you've been well, mate. Nick Cunningham, thoughts on Fraser with Dale coming back? Yeah, clearly he'd be a better pick without Dale because he mopped up plenty of the ball without him. But I still think he could be a solid pick at that price. Dale will affect him, no doubt about it. But I still think he could have some solid numbers. Probably a D5. Probably wouldn't have many higher. And then it's a question of good pick, but would I be better spending 40, 50K extra to get Roberts or Perryman? I think you would, but you might already have him. But yeah, I think better price is 50K north. But if you're tight for cash, I think he can serve a purpose. Luke, also thoughts on Fox and 7 logos. You're doing the quiz tonight. I will be doing the quiz. I reckon we'll do it in about 20 minutes, I reckon. And yeah, you're talking about the scoreboard, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the scoreboards. Maybe I just don't like the change, but yeah, just keep it simple. The scoreboard just needs to be in the bottom left, looking sharp, not too overpowering. Just keep it simple, boys. Eddie, and also, is Brayshaw a good M1 or should I go someone else? I would probably go someone else, but he's a very solid contributor. I would just prefer someone else, but he's a very safe pick for a 110. Hey, Nicky Bloston, what's up, mate? Yeah, I'm going all right, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Shorts, thoughts on Richmond kick in taker lock? Yeah, as in, are you talking Jaden Short? I think Vlosten will take a few as well. Wouldn't say they're an absolute lock purely off the fact that they're the main kick-in taker, but yeah, you'd imagine they'd see a bit of footy down there because Richmond, yeah, will be conceding a bit, one would imagine. J Toop, if you had to make a Supercoach team on the best size, who would captain the team? Oh, Jesus, bro. I'm staying well away from that one. I'll let you have a bit of fun with that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Steve, what are people's talking points of the week? I only just tuned in. Oh, definitely what to do with Dacos. Callahan and Day are the flavors of the month. Probably rookies down back. How many and who? They're probably the main ones. M1 talk, probably some of the chat there. Zach, tossing up between Sarong and Brayshaw. Brayshaw is steal at 190K, but similar ceiling than Sarong and will probably average less, but Sarong gets tagged more. Yeah, look, of the two, I'd go Sarong. I mean, yeah, he may get tagged more, but look, he's coming off averages of what, like 112 and 115. I mean, it's not like it's newfound info that he's a good player. So I think the tags haven't affected him so far. I would go Sarong of the two. Tyler, Chera pick still worth it with Walsh coming back? Yeah, I think so. Still relevant. Probably prefer Callahan and Ashcroft. But yeah, I still think Chera has some relevance for sure. Flag Blues, who do I swap for Nevitt? Got 203K for bench. Maybe O'Driscoll, if you don't have him already. Maybe scrounge some cash for Lawler. What's he priced at? He's about 203, isn't he? 203, 500. So, yeah, you'd be touch and go. But I think Lawler being named is very exciting, and I think he's one that a lot of us will pick now. Luke, Shorty, thoughts on Jared and Hutto last Friday in the comments? Yeah, I loved it. I did love that, mate. I think that's going to be a very nice Friday night commentary setup. I like it. Rishi, Neil and Dacos, good M1 and M2. Well, I'm probably preferring someone like Sarong to Dacos now. I think I mentioned it a couple of times, but I'm probably preferring to fade him out just with the known price drop, the known buy. Just maybe it's a bit short-term focus, but that's the way I'm playing it. And then he's got Day and Oliver, M3 and 4. I certainly like that. 94 people. Yeah, Flag Blues are getting a few up there, mate. It's prime time SuperCoach, isn't it? A couple of days before we got to lock things away. Jade and Patton over O'Sullivan due to being a week ahead of price movement. No, I wouldn't be looking into that too much because that's only going to matter for like a week. Because Patton will have that buy whenever he does, and they'll be level playing field after 4 or 5 weeks whenever Sydney have their buy. So I wouldn't decide it by that. Dylan, thoughts on Gawn's early run has the Giants and will play against Keefe, and the American just went 160. Well, Darcy Cameron's not American. Oh, you've typed Cameron wrong. Far out. I'm going full deja vu there, man. That was crazy, bro. And also plays Geelong week 4. It's possible Sam DeConing. Yeah, look, I think Gawn is capable against anyone, isn't he? So it's a pretty favourable first up run. He could have some big scores there. So he's not in my team. So I suppose I'm not really looking at my premium rucks based on their fixture early. I think he could pump early like that, but I'm probably looking at it from a more holistic point of view, and I just like DeConing. So it's not to say I think Gawn will be a great pick, but just with balance and using that money elsewhere that I can save, that's just how I've landed. Jake, when do the prices change for round 0 teams? So just after they play their third game. So they'll play round 0, they'll play round 1, and then their prices will change after the third game in round 2. Gaming HD, Shorty raising the bat for the first time. You pulling a Constas and showing the name on your back. Yeah, yeah, mate. Proud moments, my friend. It's always a pleasure when we can hit the ton on the YouTube stream. So thanks everyone for your comments and your involvement. Colombo, O'Driscoll, or O'Sullivan. I prefer O'Driscoll. I think he's got a bit more of a defined role and has probably had a slightly better preseason. I think, yeah, bit of centre bounce time. We love that. Sanger, Shorty's Insta lock is Zach Dawson. Braden, also, I apologize for my Will Day comments on your last slide. No, that's all right, mate. I think I saw you mention something in maybe the YouTube comments or TikTok, but nah, that's all right, mate. I felt a bit vindicated. I felt like Will Day really stood up for me, but Drazy, Lawler just confirmed for debut. Yes, I heard that. That's very helpful. We love that. Good for the game and be very nice for our super coach as well. Justin, how tempting is Wicks seeing his role in the backline for the Swans? Reasonably, like I don't know, what's he priced at? Priced at 240. Oh shit, I didn't realize that. Maybe he is a bit more tempting than I thought. So yeah, a bit of a halfback role. What did he actually score? Because I know he shut down Watson, scored 82, bit of run and dash. Yeah, it's not bad actually. Slight tempter. But, yeah, one that hasn't worked into my side yet. Good point, Justin. I like that. Blessedy, Max Holmes or Tom Stewart down back. I feel more comfortable with Holmesy playing mid. Stewart just with that susceptibility to the tag. Maybe Holmes gets tagged a bit more this year. That's a bit of an unknown. But, yeah, if I had to pick between the two, I'd go Holmes. Luke, Shorty, you should give the agenda setters on Channel 7 a watch. Yes, I was thinking I would. That was on tonight, wasn't it, I think? Carl, Flynn, yes. Yeah, I think he's a good option, mate. I think Flynn's in my team, and I reckon he'll be in a few. Hotkey, thoughts on gambling companies? It's interesting. I've got nothing against the companies itself. I've just got probably the the crazy amount of ads we see and how kids have to see the ads. I'd happily see no gambling advertisement on the fences and the TV. I just don't think that's good. But look, I think people have a right, just like you got a right to have a drink when you're 18, you got a right to have a gamble, make your own decisions. But yeah, I think we influence our kids too much with that stuff. Harry, what are your thoughts on Libba? I'm a massive fan going back to old days with no Bont, Treloar and Richards. See, I don't really buy it. Like, I don't see how much more time in there can he get? He already had 72% centre bounce last year. So maybe he gets a bit of an early pump in the first 4 weeks. But I think historically, I guess you're saying back to the glory days. I suppose historically, I just feel like he always sits in that 102, 106 kind of range. And that's where I feel like he'll be overall. But maybe you'll get a nice early pump from him in the first few rounds or first 6 weeks, maybe. But yeah, not one that I've picked. Gaming HD, would you go Gawn or Cherry? Gawn versus no Giants Ruck and an appealing set of fixtures seems better, or would you just pick Cherry, the age potential plus no risk injury? I would pick Cherry, yeah. So I think Gawn's got that amazing early fixture, which has been outlined a few times, but I just think weighing them up, Cherry, you just feel like Cherry's the new Gawn. He's at the start of his run of premium years. Gawn, been shouldering the ruck load for years. He's nearly 33. It's going to break down at some point. Let's hope it's not this year, but it could. So I think, yeah, I would go Cherry. Luke, how's work been going? Enjoy the camp this week. Thank you, mate. I will. Yeah, it's been busy. Always keeps me pretty busy, but nice long weekend. And I'm really looking forward to the camp, actually. I think that'll be fun. So, yeah, thanks for asking, mate. Nicky Vlosten, Shorty, my glorious king, Sammy Lawler playing. I know, how good. Chuck him into the team, mate. That's good stuff. How are Tyson Langers going? Well, Tyson's in Fiji, mate. He's on his honeymoon, so he's living it up, mate. But, Langers is going good, just chipping away. So, thanks for asking, mate. I'm sure they're going nicely. I'll have to message Ty, see how he's going on the first day in Fiji. D-Mac, sorry I'm late, big boy. Did you miss me? Of course, mate. The stream's not the same without you, my friend. Good to see you. Dylan, who are your locks for this season? Mine are Zorko, Roberts, Perryman, Brayshaw, Richards, Day, Chera, Callahan, Sardis, Ashcroft, DeConing, Horn, Francis, Rankin, Daniel McRae, Garcia, and Hewitt. Look, you've summed them up pretty well. Do I have any differences that haven't bobbed up with you? Will Day, you've got in there. Yeah, look, you've pretty much named all the similar ones. Max Holmes, I'm locking Max Holmes in. Have you got Perryman and Roberts? So, yeah, you've got them too. Look, we're pretty aligned there, maybe with one or two different. So, yeah, getting to that stage where we can lock away most of our team. Now we just got to find out a few things from the teams on Thursday night and Wednesday night. Detroit, hard. D-Mac, you must be someone cheeky. Kappa, Sinclair or Holmes? Definitely Holmes. Sinclair's had that interrupted preseason. Holmes has had a fair run at it, like a good preseason. So, off that basis, I would go with him. Gaming HD, cyclone weather was wild, but I swear all I saw on socials was people surfing and loving it. Bit of Point Break about it. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Look, I'm glad it didn't hit as bad as maybe we first expected, but yeah, bizarre, isn't it? You get a cyclone coming and people go surfing. People in other countries must be like, what is going on here? James, which two defensive rookies would you field at D5 and D6? Oh, probably Connor O'Sullivan, maybe James Leake, but yeah, it's hard to know. Like Luke Cleary, if he gets named, Luke Trainer. Honestly, it's a really hard one. That's the reason we're trying to minimize the defensive rookies, isn't it? Because it is a bit of a guessing game. Ryan, O'Sullivan, or Lawler. Is it Layla or Lawler? I would go Sam Layla. In fact, let's get the pronunciation. I mean, I could probably just look it up. Lawler or Layla? Lawler or Layla? You tell me. That's me just really typing things phonetically, guys, We'll get the quiz happening soon too. I am doing my absolute best to get through all the questions, but I dare say we are going to fall short. But hopefully I've covered something of what you're thinking, because there is a bit of a general consensus about a few. But Eddie, is it fair to think Will Day is risky with the bye early and likely tag the first few games? there's definitely risk about it. Like, I just think the reward outweighs the risk. You've got a guy under 500k who scored 150, capable of being one of the best players in the comp. Yeah, there's risk. His body is always a bit of a concern. He'll get a lot of attention. He's got a buy. So, yeah, we've got to weigh it all up. But personally, I've backed him in all preseason, so I can't jump off him now. Yeah, I am backing him in. Luke, are you keeping Dacos? If not, who are you going to? Had this one a little bit. So I'm jumping off just on the fact that his price will drop. He will have a buy. And then a guy like Callahan puts his hand up. Feel like we have to pick him. So allows me to use that cash elsewhere. If you want someone like for like, maybe Sarong, LDU and Anderson are some other types you might consider. DMAC, thought I'd give you a draft update. Nice. Pick 2, managed to snag Dacos, even managed to get Bont with pick 15. Nice. Others will regret later in the year. Good stuff, mate. I'm really interested to see. Yeah, I've got my draft tomorrow, and I'll be interested to see where Bont and Butters sort of land. That'll be an interesting tactical battle. Luke McMahon, Shorty, how do we see the Saints going this year? Oh, the Saints, I still feel like they're in a bit of a development stage. I still probably feel like 12th to 14th. If it all got going, maybe they could knock on the door of the 8. But yeah, unfortunately, I feel like they are still blooding some youngsters and trying to find, their best footy and develop. Luke, what's the defense looking like with what rookies are starting? Well, yeah, we're probably at the mercy of the teams. We've got a few like Leake, Reed, O'Sullivan, Trainer, Patton, Allen, Cleary. Like, there's a few, but getting a feel for what they'll score, that's pretty tough. I do not have much confidence. So, Meso have 1.3 mil in the mid, need three. 2 of them on the field and 1 on the bench. Have Neil, Day, and Oliver. Have 1.3. So if one's on the bench, I'd probably go, an O'Driscoll or someone you don't have in that rookie batch. That'll leave you with about 1.1, 550 each. Look, maybe an LDU and an Ashcroft. Maybe that works. LDU and a Callahan, maybe. DMAC, pick or fade Finn O'Sullivan. Feel like 200k is overs, although he fits my current structure on the bench. Could free up 80k for a rainy day. I don't think O'Sullivan's a must-have, but I think there is upside. So, yeah, I'd wait and see on the teams. Do you have O'Driscoll? I assume you have Sardis and Lawler. See, I prefer Lawler to him. In fact, what is it? What are they telling us? The poll is telling me that it is Lawler. 60% though, so we're not even sure ourselves. We'll get the quiz code out very soon, I think, because it's 9 o'clock now, so we'll get the code out very shortly. Yenchi, Shorty, what's going on? How are you, mate? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Ryder, thoughts on Callahan? Yeah, gun. He's been well spoken about tonight. Great price, great game on the weekend. Looks ready to explode. I've been a fan of his most of the preseason, and that was the convincing that I needed, and he gave it to me. So I think that's a good call. Mac, Trainer, Leak, Bo Allen, Pryor, Pat Noyer, Pryor, true. Which 2 of these? I would go Trainer and Leak of the 2. Pryor does have good job security, I reckon, but maybe that extra 40 or 50k could be helpful. Kristen, thoughts on Jordan Clark? Yeah, good option. Pretty reliable. Just finds a way to skirt around and take marks and get those little short kicks. So, yeah, I would expect pretty similar numbers to last year. J959, Shorty, been away a bit, coming in late to love feed. Mate, what's going on? Live feed even, I guess. But you are rocking the Mo, mate. It's not even Movember. Oh, I know, mate. It's just here to stay, bro. It is just here to stay. So, yeah, it's been something I didn't expect, but it's just stuck with me. Yanchi, good to see the viewer numbers up. Shorty, loving your work. Thanks, mate. Yeah, me too. It's yeah, it is. I'll always do the content, but it is nice when you see a real interest, and yeah, makes you be pleased that you do it. We got a good Shorty community here. We do appreciate the love. Charlie says Sheldrick, touch and go. I reckon he probably getting subbed off and a poor score already banked. Probably put himself in that maybe not category. And then I think, with Layla or Lawler being picked, probably pushes him out. Prefer like O'Driscoll, O'Sullivan, Sardis, Hewitt, those types. So he's probably just been pushed out. Braden, Zach Merritt, if you get to this, was my pod. 107 watching massive W. Yeah, well, we did finally get to it, Braden. So hopefully you're still around. But yeah, I think it's a great pod. Like 6%, I think he's in, and he is consistently between 110 and 115. So I like it. Tom Smith, Rosie, or Petrarca. I'd go Petrarca. I just have a bit more trust in him. When fit, he's 110. So the query would be the body and how he's going, but he did look good the other day. Where Rosie, the jury's out for me whether he can go 110. So I think I'm just going to bank on the know what you're going to get factor from track, given he could be fit. Hockball, thoughts on Tom Stewart? I think he's a great option. The only drawback would be that he got found out a bit last year and got the tag and things got a bit messy, so he went quiet, but also found a way to work through it. So not one of my first picked, but there is warrant or there is merit behind it. Harry, g'day, Shorty. Neil Sarong and his leak a risk? I'd go Sarong. Just prefer a primo that's at the start of their run, and I just think Neil's had a couple of niggles over the last 6 to 9 months in a short preseason, but I don't think Leak is a risk. I mean, yeah, look, his job security is probably touch and go because it's a pretty good side, the Giants, but he's already banked a 64, former high pick. I think he's worthwhile for sure. Rifton, if you couldn't trade them out, would you rather have DeConing or Cameron? Yeah, I'd still go DeConing. I'd imagine your drawback is that Pitnet will be eventually in, but I'd still go DeConing. All right, let's just log into Blooket. So yeah, basically only 2 games this week. So there's 12 questions, all based around the game the games over the weekend. Let's make that classic. And yeah, for the winner, we'll give you can message me on TikTok and you can get a league code, mate. All right. If you are interested in doing the footy quiz, which we'll have every week, normally around 9 o'clock, but plenty of questions tonight. 456 4726. All right, get around that. Get that quiz into you, mate. Lukey boy, going pretty good, Shorty. Busy with all the footy content back, trying to keep up. Yeah, it's not easy to keep up, is it? Also, what's the plans with the Thursday night match during camp? Was wondering with the game will be on the big screen for the students. I reckon we'll give them an option for sure. A few of the crew like it, so I think it'll be on. I'll certainly be pushing for that anyway. I'll be pretty keen to watch it. Graz, thoughts on Cherry and DeConing R2 and Gornis the flex? Yeah, look, I like the first two. I just feel like if you've got all 3 of those big dogs, we've got to be lacking somewhere else, surely. That's my only concern. But if you're happy with the balance across your whole team, go for your life, mate, because they're all good picks within their own right. Gaming HD, 7 scoreboard in the middle was too American. Agreed. The Fox one liked more, but they really need to make the size much smaller. Yeah, I think all you need is just keep it just right about there. Oh, God, what am I doing? Oh, fuck it. That's why I'm not a tech guy. You get what I'm saying. Bottom left. Just keep it sleek. Keep it small. Don't mess with us too much, guys. Yeah, I agree with you. Luke again says Fox did not need to change their scoreboard, and the one they had before was perfect. I agree, yeah. But the 7 scoreboard, I actually like it. It's a bit of a fresh scoreboard. Yeah, look, it wasn't for me. Yeah, I just think I don't mind changing up. You got to keep things fresh. I get that. But I feel like the scoreboard, it's tried and true, mate. Just keep it chill. All right, we got 20 in the quiz. Look, I reckon we get 50 in here. There's 92 of you in here. I reckon we get a few playing the quiz. Surely. Now, where are we? Zach, Sanders or Bailey Smith, who scores better and who do you reckon has the worst lid in the AFL? I'll answer your first one. I think Bailey Smith definitely scores better. So I reckon both could be selected. They're both in my team. But yeah, more confident with Bailey Smith, probably because he's just done it before. And I know the Cats midfield pretty well. He'll be very much in there regardless of who comes in. Maybe people are worried about when Bont and Treloar come back and Richards, but yeah, I think Sanders will have a good start to the year. J-Tube, I think I've assembled the best draft team ever, full stop. Whitfield, Neil, Cameron, Daniels, Will Day, just to list a few. I will tear anyone a new one. Well, keep me updated, mate. I want to hear how you go. Take out that W, mate, for sure. I've got my draft tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. Jackson, hey, bro, which would you choose, Holmes and Hewitt, or any cheap rookie on the midfield bench, or Jaden Short and Lawler? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I feel like Lawler's a lock, and I feel like Holmes is a lock. Look, if I had to pick, I would go Holmes and Hewitt. But try and find a way to bring Lawler in. I think he's a really good option. Gaming HD, in case you've missed it, Chris Scott confirmed Baslinka playing this week. Nice. Happy about that, mate. Good stuff. I am so excited to watch him play. Like, clearly SuperCoach, but I'm pumped. Pumped to see him in. Now, is me workmate in for... Yes, Bonans is in. I was going to text you, mate, but you're in already. Good stuff. We got 33 in the quiz. Come on, get to 40. Come on. Get that code into you. Come on, we got to get to 50. Luke, do you watch the Sunday Footy show much, Shorty? Also, thoughts on Footy Classified? I don't really watch either of those too much. I used to watch the Sunday Footy show a bit, but no, not so much. I'll occasionally chuck it on, and yeah, Footy Class is not one that I usually watch. But yeah, like you said before, mate, it's hard to keep up with them all. FC forever, Holmes or Petrarca. Holmes for me, mate. Had a great preseason. Defensive elements makes him more valuable with dual position, which he'll get. So, yeah, that's the way I'd go. Eth, thoughts on Dacos after last night? Can we still start him? I'm preferring to not. I think the fact that he's got the 66, he's got the buy, so we'll get him at a cheaper price. You got Callahan going nuts. You got Day going nuts. It's almost like the stars have aligned for a downgrade there, and that's the way I'm approaching it. Zach plays. Oh, Zach. Daniel, are you going to get the AFL Macca's toys? I was not aware of this, mate, but I will. You'll have to tell me throughout the week, mate. I will. I'll check him out. Marshall, does Lawler play? He sure does, mate. He's been named. A few people have told me, so yeah, lock him in. Glove, what's going on? Evening, Shorty. Has Jack Graham piqued your interest at all this year? He has not, mate. Look, the role could be there, a bit of inside mid and that, but there's just no need to take the risk on a guy like him, I don't think. Our forward line's just got great mid prices jumping out everywhere, and I don't think he's someone that warrants the selection for me. J2, bit of a potential pod from behind the four walls. Joel Jeffries, when I'm bored at work looking at the window, is training the house down. Joel Jeffrey, wow, that's a bold call, mate. Not one that I've considered, but you are coming with that inner sanctum stuff. Respect that. Jackson. Oh, Jackson just deleted it. Hey, bro, which would you choose, Holmes and Hewitt or any cheap? I see what you're doing. You put that one through a few times. Thanks, mate. Hopefully that helped you before. How much? Got 39. So we might start the quiz pretty soon. I love Tippett. Thoughts on Dacos to Petrarca and Sanders to Callahan? Yeah, both good inclusions. I still think Sanders deserves a spot in your side, but no, I think that is fair. Look, I might just scroll through and try and get to a few names that we haven't covered as much, and then we'll get to the quiz. See if there's any names that haven't popped up. Travis Holmes is interesting with his percentage with the 50 score in preseason, bad disposal. Yeah, look, I'm not buying the bad disposal. Like last 3-4 years, he's had high 60s disposal efficiency. Look, I think he just had a bit of an off game. Look, I'm a Cats man. I'll put my credibility on Max Holmes averaging 100 plus this year, no doubt. And I'll even give you 105. I'm really confident on him. Zach Reed or trainer. I would go Zach Reed. Think he's got better job security. Padeeps, love actually dance on Thursday. that is good. That is a real throwback, mate. I respect that. For those that don't know, and it's no longer available out of sheer ability to have the piss taken out of me, but many years ago, season opener, I did the Love Actually dance, recorded it for how excited I was for SuperCoach. But Gaming HD, wait, how do I join the quiz? Well, look, I probably should have put that in there. Just log on it. Just Google Blookit. I think it's blookit.com/play. And then Yeah, so it's through Lookit. Probably should have mentioned that. All right, any other names? Ozjan, what's the website? Oh, yep, Lookit. Sorry, mate. Probably should have chucked that through. Jack, thoughts on the North midfield? Will it get crowded? There's a few names to run through, yeah, but I think in terms of SuperCoach, LDU, Sheasel, they'll be fine. And hopefully we get, some are liking Powell. But yeah, there's a few names. I think they're definitely a bit of a midfield on the rise. Mac was on year 6 camp last year on Gold Coast. Watched Richmond and Blues. Bed curfew at 3/4 time. Real, yeah, that's good stuff, mate. That'll be me. I don't think I'll be going to bed at 3/4 time, but yeah, it'll be pretty weird watching the game from camp. But Josh Berry, Rosie and Pal Pepper, or Neil and Stone. Neil and Stone for me there, mate. Eth, can you start Neil as M1 and Sarong as M2? Oh, yeah, definitely. Look, I prefer Sarong. Yeah, you could definitely do both. Definitely. Yeah, I should have put the quiz website. Sorry, it is Blookit. So I got 44. Thank you. Maximus, what are your picks for defenders around 550? Yeah, probably Holmes is my guy around that price. And I do like Stewart as well. So I guess, yeah, you could go Sheasel and Holmes. And then even further down, like with Roberts and Perryman, I think really good options. Big fan of content. What's the quiz? Oh, yep. Thank you. I really should have chucked this in, shouldn't I? Looker, yeah. What do you get for the quiz? Look, you just get my respect, mate. But on this instance, if you can message me on Facebook, I will give you a Shorty Supercoach League code. And I'll probably drop one. I'll drop one here anyway. But yeah, I reckon we're just about ready to start this. We're not getting any more in. I think we've got to just about all the names. Till, do you rate Marshall as a ruck option? Nah, not with the preseason he's had, mate. 2 interrupted, racing the clock for round 1. But Ian saved 150k, Smith down to Wicks. Wait, which Smith is it? Bailey? We should not be doing. Don't get rid of Bailey Smith, mate. J2 outrageous. D-Max pumping himself up. All right, let's start the quiz. So it's if you watched both games on the weekend, you'd be half a chance. I feel like it's a slightly easier quiz, but good luck. Where are we? Who kicked the first goal of the season? Carl Amon, Chad Warner, Joel Amati, or Dylan Moore? Been a while since we've done the quiz. Good to have it back. And I'll get the winner to shoot me a message straight away, and then I'll release it to everyone else. So let me know who wins. Chad Warner. Oh, interesting. A few went Moore and Amati. I thought, yeah, okay. Yep, Chad Warner. I think it was a little snap from memory. Luke Mack, Cujo, Khan, Anthony, and Dylan get in the top 5. The quickest on the answer there. Nicely done. Question 2. I think this was Will Day related. How many goals did Will Day kick to half time? 1, 0, 2, or 3? Just a bit of a confidence booster here, I think. I feel like we all know this one. I'm thinking I might do 20 seconds per question too. I think I made that change. Can't remember. He had 3 to half time. Wow, and a few had 2. Okay, so I thought, yeah, right. Thought I might have confused a couple. James, Nicky Vlosten, Lukey Mack, Ozjan, and Eddie. So Lukey Mack, he'll stay on top. He's a bit of a quiz master. He's in first. Then Ozjan, Cujo, James G, and Dylan. Question 3, still floating around Will Day. How many goals did Day kick for the entire 2024 season? 3, 8, 1, or 5? Would have heard this one mentioned on the radio, I reckon. I heard it floating around. He kicked 3. A bit of a spread there. Pretty crazy. It just equals that in one game, isn't it? Ozjan, Watto, Beza, Libba, and Dylan. So Dylan could be right up there. He's up to 4th. Ozjan on top. Then Lukey Mack, Dylan, Watto, and I think it was Ozjan was in there. Question 4. Which Swan played their 250th game on Friday night? Dane Rampy, Tom Papley, Jake Lloyd, or Taylor Adams? Oh, sorry, Liam. Sorry, Glove. I don't know. I can only get Look It on the free version. Maybe I'll try and get Kahoot from school or something. But yeah, I know it does bug out sometimes. Hopefully not everyone's having that issue. But Jake Lloyd plays 250th. I reckon, yeah, maybe I could get Kahoot because I used to not be able to get it because it cost too much. Bazza, Lukey Mack, Zed, Detroit, and Graz. A few new names in there. We like to see that. Lukey Mack's back on top. Then Dylan, Detroit, Cujo, and Watto. So Detroit comes into the top 5. And question 5, how many players played their first games for either Sydney, Hawthorn on Friday night? 4, 5, 2, or 3. How many players made their club debut for these sides? The answer is 4. Nice. Did pretty well there. Nicely done. And a bit of a continuation from this one onto the next question. Shorts left, Jacko, Ozjan, Dylan, and Baz Lenka. So Ozjan could be up there. So could Dylan. Dylan goes to the top. Detroit Gaming HD roars into there. And Lukey Mack was in 5th. So of those players were Ben Patton, Tom Hanley, Tom Barrass, and Josh Battle. Of these 4, who has played the most AFL games? Well, I hope no one goes Tommy Hanley because he made his debut. But of the other 3, Barrass, Patton, and Battle, who's got the most experience in the AFL? It is Tommy Barrass. Played about 150. And I think Battle's about 120 something. 30 of you getting that right. Eddie, Ozjan, Zed, D-Mac, and Free Kick Hawk. So Zed will be up there. So will Ozjan. 2nd. Dylan's still on top. Gaming HD. Then Lukey Mack and Detroit in 5th. So we're going to have a good finish here. This could be, I think, maybe on to the next game. Yeah. Sam Taylor was the unlikely opening goal kicker for the Giants. That was his 2nd career goal. When did he kick his last major? 2019, 2021, 2023, or 2016? So Sammy Boy last kicked his goal in 2019. Ooh, it split ya. Split him down the middle there. James, Lukey, Zed, Graz, and Meso FC. Good stuff. So who's on top? Is it Lukey Max back, Gaming HD, Dylan, Ozjan, and Zed? Lukey Max fought back well here. Question 8. What quarter did Kieran Briggs leave the ground? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th? Feel like this one's just a nice half volley off the toes here. Just knock this one to the boundary. He, of course, went off in the 1st quarter. 31 of you getting that right. Nicely done. Who was in quickest? James, Dylan, Noah, Ethan, and Zed. So no Lukey Mack. Who's on top? Luke still. Gaming HD, Dylan, Zed, and James G enters the top 5. Question 9. After an impressive first half, nice spelling there, Nick Dacos managed only how many possessions in the second half, appearing to cramp? 2, 4, 9, or 7? Certainly a much quieter half for Nick. And he's been the talk of the town at the live sesh, hasn't he? So just the 4 touches in the second half for Dacos. 3 in the third and 1 in the last. Zed, James, D-Mac, Free Kick, Hawk, and Cujo. I reckon we got a change in leaderboard here. I reckon we got someone else on top. Dylan, there it is. Zed, James, Luke, and Detroit. Jeez, it's going to be a close finish here. Question 10. What's going on here? There were some big SuperCoach scores over the weekend. I don't know if it cut that off for you, but it did for me. Over the weekend, which of these players scored the most? Will Day, Finn Callahan, Darcy Cameron, Josh Kelly. Well, it wasn't Josh Kelly. It was, in fact, Darcy Cameron scoring 164. Will Day with 148. 2 questions to go. Beza, Judy, Free Kick, Hawk, Dylan, and Noah. So, again, I think Dylan stays on top. A little bit of a buffer. James, Detroit, Cujo, and Zed. He's got a handy buffer here, Dylan. Harry Perryman made his Collingwood debut against his former club. How many games did he play at the Giants? 71, 96, 108, or 129? Now, I would have got this wrong. I didn't realise that he did play this amount of games because he actually played 129. And you guys are right there with me. Only 6 you got it right. So this could really alter the leaderboard. Graz, Lana, nice. Chuck, Luke, and CWT. So Dylan's still first, but Graz, Luke, James, and Detroit. So Graz really caught him up. So it's on the line here. Question 12. Finn Callahan was outstanding. Answer Pies. What number was he drafted in the 2021 National Draft? Was he pick 3, pick 7, pick 2, or pick 6 to the Giants? Tell you what, Dill's nervous here. Can he hold on? There's a few hunting him down. The answer is 3. Most of you got it right. All right, let's see who got the job done here. In third place was Zed, then Lukey Mack, then first. Nice. Did well there, mate. Well played. How many did you get right? I reckon you got most. Yeah, you got 10 out of 12. Nicely done. So did Luke, Zed, Cujo. Graz actually got, wow, it said he only answered 10 questions. So I reckon either he came late. Bloody did well, though. Free kick, Hawk, James, Detroit, Gaming, HD, Beza, Shorts Left Nut, D-Mac, Jacko, Masso. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Well played. Now, Dylan, are you out there? Who's Dylan? Please comment, Dylan. Yeah, good effort, Graz. That was nice. That was nice. Yeah, Law's a must-have, I think, Jonathan. Dylan, hey, Shorty, I just won, and I'm already in one of your leagues. So if you don't want to double ups in your leagues, just give... you're a good man. Isn't Dylan a good man? What a legend. Wins the quiz and just a selfless guy. Hey, I respect that, Dylan. You're a good man. Well, what we will do is we'll give it out now. All right, get ready. And please, no double ups. If you're in already, get stuck into that. Another quiz. I only have one quiz. Run the quiz back. Tell you what, I'm going to run a Milo back, mate. First time viewer, Cujo. Oh, thanks, mate. Good stuff. No, thanks for getting around the quiz, bro. Hopefully we see you back. Yes, that's it. Yeah. Pay the respect to Dylan. He's made this. He's made this code be released. Respect the man. What a legend. Big fan content. Top 3, 180K to 200. Yeah, I would replace... I like Sardis and Ashcroft. I replace Draper with O'Driscoll. James is in. Baz is in. Dylan. But still great start to the year. Yes, good Lukey. Travis, Shorty does the mo, get in the way. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're a dangerous man, Travis. Jackson's in. Detroit. Yeah, he's in one already. Full already. Jeez. Make another one. Oh, jeez. Let me just quickly have a look. So I'm in 19 out of 20, right? I've just got to look if I'm waiting to join any others that I've forgotten. I don't think so. Got the mates one, got that one. I think I do have all the ones that I need, actually. All right. Come on, convince me. Do I drop it now or do I drop it secretly in a video? What do you guys reckon? I think I know the answer. Drop it now. Oh, no, I might just go get a Milo. A bit tired. Oh, it's been a pretty long stream. I don't know. Nah, of course I'll fucking drop it. You guys are the true fans here. You're the true fans. Now, please, if you're in one already, stay away. Give 19 people who haven't got the chance yet. Give them a fresh shot. But of course, I'll drop it. These are the legends in the community, the ones who are on the stream for an hour and 40. Of course, I got to drop it. Glove, mate. I can do that anytime. Just a bit of SuperCoach League edging. There's a new niche for you. Yeah, you like that league code, guys? You like that? Oh, shit. Yeah, good. Masso's in, Maso. Jackson, Jonathan, yes. No, I reckon Braden, he might be eased into it, but I think over the journey, he'll be fine. We'll need him. Baslenka, lovely. So there you go. We've never released more leagues. Mason's in. Cujo, lovely. Sammy, good stuff. Mason, nicely done. We love it. Never have I released 12 shorty leagues. I think it's good that they offer us small leagues now. Yes, Alex. That's what we like to see. Good stuff. Thanks, Luke. See you later, mate. Jai's in. We love to see it. We got Shorty Supercoach League edging before GTA 6. Yeah, you pricks crack me up. Oh, Mason, I would love to make a draft. Maybe it's something we'd have to do another time. But, just don't have the scope to. I mean, I'm in a few drafts and it just gets very difficult to manage. AFL Doodles is in. See you, Jackson. You too, mate. What a legend. Thank you. Oh, thank you, mate. Thanks, Detroit. Appreciate that, mate. Thanks for jumping in. See you, Luke. Good stuff, guys. Thanks, James. See you, mate. All right, good stuff, guys. We might round that one up. I'm going to watch a couple of footy shows, probably tweak my team, you know. Oh, Lana, come on, mate. We've got a league, mate. Come on. Oh, mate. No, good stuff. Good stuff. I appreciate all your contributions tonight. I will have some videos going line by line each probably over the next couple of days. And then, yeah, we'll be back. So, as you guys have already mentioned, I'm on camp. So, I will do team reveal and stuff Friday night when I get home. And, yeah, we'll talk to you soon. But can you DM me the league code? Oh, Braden, I think it might be full, mate. I think it might be full. But shoot me a message. Thanks, Dylan. Nah, no worries, mate. You're a good man. Yeah, that's it. Come for the SuperCoach, stay for the stories. That's what it's about, mate. Cool, mate. Thanks, Detroit. All right, good stuff, guys. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.